We'll make all the big job.
Yeah.
In anticipation. Yeah.
Okay,
They can't wait to get on there. You know, people wait.
And now, I will call the August 1st meeting of Longview City Council. Order, please rise from the sun, followed by pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. No, don't do it. Okay. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Byerly.
Here.
Councilmember Conklin.
Here.
Councilmember Missouri. Here. Councilmember Stevenson.
Here.
Councilmember Britton. Councilmember Morris.
Yep.
Mayor Long.
Here. You sound a little distant, Richard. Not sure if your mic's not, we can hear you, but it's distant. Approval of the minutes for July 25th regular meeting. Move. Second. Motion, floor and second. Any discussion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri. Yes. Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
Yes.
Yes. Mayor Long.
Yes. Public comments and requests. Any comments from residents or city taxpayers? We have one here. Thank you.
It doesn't appear important.
5B, use of Petty Park for the Special Olympics.
This is a request from the Office of Community Life for the Special Olympics to use Petty Park Sunday afternoons from 4 to 6, from August 14th to October 30th for flag football.
Okay, I thought that was, is that part of Special Olympics?
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what confused me, sorry. What's the wish, council?
I move approval.
second.
Motion floor and a second, any further discussion? Call for vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri. Yes. Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. 4C, consideration of resolution number 2022-32.
This is a banner request for Lock Haven Jams for August 8th to the 15th for a banner across Main Street.
Do I have a motion?
You do.
Second. Motion floor and a second. Any further discussion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri. Yes. Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
Yes.
Mayor Long.
Yes. Any other requests?
I have none.
Unfinished business 5A 2022 financing the water projects.
Again, Brian is here from Eckerd Siemens. If you have any questions, this is the second reading of 2022-04, the Penvest debt ordinance, 2022-05, the interim financing A, B, and C bonds. These do need to be adopted with separate.
Do I have a motion on that point?
Yes. If you want me to go through the main changes, I can do that. Thing from God's ordinance, like, the Penvest ordinance, there was almost no changes, just a small change to the estimated completion date that the engineer gave us, and then the interim financing ordinance just changes the amount and insert the Jersey Shore State Bank proposal, the interest rates for that. Again, a couple changes to the estimated completion dates. Otherwise, no other changes.
Oh, ordinance 2022-2004, I'm sorry, 2022-04, and that's that.
Motion
second,
and a second. Any further discussion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. Number two, ordinance number 2022-05. We have a motion on that.
Somebody,
Second. Motion to the floor in a second. Any questions or comments? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. 5B, consideration of resolution number 2022-33.
Oh, I apologize. There's a third. Ordinance number 2022-06.
Well, we'll go back to that then.
That is the agenda that's posted. It was supposed to be updated on your mail for.
Anything to add about that? Is there any change to that?
It's the first reading. Penvest does require that the city pass an ordinance acknowledging it secures the repayment of the Penvest loan with sufficient water rates. Right now, with the cost sharing agreement with Suburban and the filtration authority not signed, we can't use any of that money in the calculation to meet that debt. Once it's signed, we can. But right now it is not signed, so we do need a document stating that rates would be increased if needed in order to meet the obligation of the debt service. The date that has to be enacted for or by is January 31st, 2024. So rates would have to increase no later than that date. The city would have to go through the Public Utilities Commission in order to raise its rates. But this ordinance basically makes that pledge. The city can raise rates if required and needed.
Okay, so do I have a motion on ordinance number 2022-06, first reading, correct?
First reading.
I will make that motion.
second,
And a second. Any questions or comments on the motion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. Okay, are there any other ones under that, Greg, before we move on?
I had none.
All right, so consideration of resolution number 2022-33.
Unusually, Penvest wants to know who council is designating to sign the agreement. Before we've actually seen the agreement for the cost sharing on the Interstate 220 lighting system. But by tradition, that would be the mayor and the city clerk. So that's what this resolution has been drawn up to. So,
Do I have a motion?
move the resolution,
Second. Motion on the floor and second. Any further discussion?
They just want to know who's on to Ben or what is that?
maybe they want to make sure their names are typed in.
Or the four.
very confusing.
Oh, you'll need to press the green button.
Thanks, Ryan.
You'll need to press the green button to get it. Oh,
We did. Oh,
oh, okay. I guess not.
Oh, she keeps it on lock for like 15.
Well, we're moving along. Thanks. Okay, so I have a motion on the floor and a second to this, right? And we have not taken a vote. I'll call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. 5C, consideration of resolution number 2022-34.
Speaking of the cost sharing agreement with Suburban, council had previously approved the cost sharing agreement. And that went to Suburban. We have a meeting this Thursday with Suburban. So this would just direct the mayor and the city clerk to sign the cost sharing agreement when it's approved by Suburban.
What's the wish of council?
I'll move that resolution.
Motion
Second,
and a second. Any further discussion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
Yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. Do we have any other unfinished business, Craig?
I had none, Your Honor.
New business, 6A, consideration of ordinance number 2022-07.
While the city does have a resolution that bans the use of tobacco and vaping products in the parks and levy, that should be upgraded to an ordinance standard, which prescribes punishment for those who fail to follow. So this would be the first reading of this amendment.
I'll move ordinance 2022-07.
Have a motion? And a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. 6B, consideration of the appointment of Alex D. Costanzo, Lock Haven Civil Service Commission.
The Lock Haven Civil Service Commission has one vacancy, and Alex D. Costanza of Belmont Avenue is agreeable to filling that position if council is agreeable.
What's the wish of council? Move the appointment.
second,
Motion on the floor and a second. Any further discussion on the motion? Call for the vote.
Councilmember Byerly.
Yes.
Councilmember Conklin.
Yes.
Councilmember Missouri.
yes,
Councilmember Stevenson.
Yes.
Councilmember Morris.
yes,
Mayor Long.
Yes. Any other new business?
I had none, Your Honor.
Any FYI reports, authorities?
The only thing that came in the one whole week since the last council meeting was a letter that the mayor received from Dr. Bashar Hanna clarifying what some of the majors are at Lock Haven University.
And a nice lunch. Dr. Hannah describes some things that are going on at LH, given following up in London. Anything else?
I had none.
Does anyone else have anything? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
you do.
We're adjourned. You didn't beat your time earlier, you did different.